Hey, hello! It's been, a month. I have stories to tell you, some of which you might be mildly interested in. In any event, this might be good to put on in the background while you grind for that mod you've been looking for in Warframe. Which Warframe? I heard literally none of you asked. I don't know either. I think it's something to do with fighting pictures or something. Alright, let's go. So when I started working on the video for the 0.6 update, I was having issues packaging the game. But I decided I didn't want to work on that any longer, and I wanted to publish the actual video. So I just swept the problem away, under the rug, and started working on the video. Fast forward 2 days, the video's done, and the problem is still there, obviously. So I started working on it in an attempt to get a packaged game along with the video. After a long week or so long journey of harassing the Unreal Engine Discord chat, the Answer Hub, and pretty much everybody else I know, I resorted to the nuclear option. Stop me if you've heard this one before, Fallout and Skyrim modders. I started deleting things bit by bit until something changed when I started the game. Then I manually sifted through everything I deleted in smaller and smaller chunks until I figured out what the problem was. It was something totally retarded, and I refuse to explain it, but if you want to see my rant about it on the Answer Hub, here it is. So, after that little excursion, I started to work on melee attacks for the spiders. By the way, they are absolutely fantastic. After that, I decided, hey, I should add another melee enemy, because I don't have many of those. Actually, I have one of those. So I started working on a laser swordsman. You can call him the Fencer. I'm not sure what I should actually name him, so that's just the name he's going to have until somebody else decides on something better he can be. He dips and dives and slashes a lot, and that makes him quite a hassle to deal with if you're not always on your toes, especially if there's more than one. At some point, I'd like to implement some sort of parry system that allows you to bang swords together and both of you get stunned while hitting each other with your swords. I think that would be really cool, but you know, feature creep, so we'll worry about it later. We'll get there. Now you may have noticed, up in the top left and top right of my screen here, there are counters for your total score and your best score. This is the standalone version of the game, so I don't actually touch it very often, but the total score counts every single game you've played and puts it up there, and I'm probably going to use this as some kind of experience counter eventually, but for now it just shows all your games, and the best score is, well, it's your best score. This gets counted every time you die in the game, so it's pretty neat. So after I finished playing with the Swordsman's melee coding, I started getting really excited about the idea of having melee be more weighty and impacting your movement a little more. So I started to make it so when you're charging, it slows your movement down a tiny bit, and when you're slashing, it lunges you in the direction the sword is going. So if you're slashing backwards, it really slows you down because it tries to lunge you forwards while you're moving backwards. So backpedaling is not super advised. When you spin, it also slows you down a little bit. So that's very cool, and when you slash forwards, you boost forwards with your sword, so that's awesome. It feels really nice, it makes melee just feel nicer and heavier, and it's great. After I did this, it led pretty easily into me wanting to change the way enemies act when you hit them, or when anything happens to them. So, I did a few things. The first thing I did was add damage flashing. Now, I added that in the last update to your player, but I significantly improved the code this time around, and now enemies look a lot better when they get hit, and you also look a lot better when you get hit. And there's also flashing for when you recover health and recover energy. The second thing that happens when they get hit is they have full-on hit stun, so you'll notice here, never mind, he died, let me find a big guy. Fucking every time I go to record a video! So you'll notice here, I've got the spider and the swordsman. When I hit them, they pause. They actually just full-on get stunned until the hit flash duration is complete, and that duration is dependent on how much damage you're doing to them. So say if I hit them with the mortar, they get stunned for a lot longer, but if I hit them with little tiny chain gun bullets, it only stuns them for a little bit, but you're hitting them a lot, so it adds up, and it just makes you feel like you're actually physically hitting them, and it's great. It makes melee feel really nice, because melee does a lot of damage, and stunning things is fun with that. So that's cool. The last thing I did to increase feedback with enemies getting hit is I added little hit marker sounds. I'm not super happy with the way they are, so don't expect them to be the final product, but here's a little preview. It is at this point that my life just basically became the No Man's Sky next update for about a week and a half. You've learned the Korvax word for insert. And he just starts nodding at me.
Oh, no.
No free slots and
No free slots in suit inventory.
Oh my god. They're just fucking after him.
What is the denomination?
Domination of what?
Christianity.
That's a type of dog, not a religion.
A domination.
So that was very fun. You may remember from a couple seconds ago that I said your character flashes when you recover health. That's because I added pickups. So there are health pickups and energy pickups now that you can run around and collect that enemies drop when they die. It's very cool, and the amount that they give you is dependent on what the enemy is you killed, and the model of the pickup is dependent on how much the pickup gives you. So there's small, medium, and large pickups, and the large pickups aren't in the game yet because I don't have anything that's hard enough to drop a full pickup. So we'll get there when we get there. Probably gonna add boss enemies in the near future. It'll be neat. Finally, the last thing I added was a new stage. I'm calling the Pit for now. This is gonna be the first stage that's actually added into the final game, so that's really cool. And it's not totally complete yet. I'm going to add some hazards and some jump pads and maybe some stuff that you can dodge around and like just clutter basically. It's probably gonna end up being it's probably gonna end up being shipping containers because, you know, it's me. But yeah, if you jump down to the pit, you die. If things spawn in the pit, they die because I haven't fixed up the spawning algorithm yet, so we'll get there. But yeah, it's pretty solid the way it is, and it feels good to play it. It's got multiple different levels that you can go up to, and basically it's a fun time. Now, I played around with the post-processing a lot, and I've finally gotten to the point where I like it, and it performs very well, so that's awesome. I'm super happy with the way the game works right now. I'll probably end up changing it again. Oh, hey! The game closed. That's nice of it. Although I'll probably end up playing with it again soon, so, you know, expect changes. But other than that, I haven't done really anything else to the game, so that's pretty much it. The next video I upload probably won't actually be a devlog, but something else entirely, because I'm working on something super secret that I don't want to spoil just yet. So I'll keep you guys satiated with a few gaming videos, or whatever I end up making, maybe a few snarky tutorials, or something like that. I've got a few things up my sleeve anyway that I can stand to make while I'm not working on the game. If you have any suggestions for the game, leave them down in that echo chamber down below. If you want to support me and get an early copy of the game, check out my Patreon page. I use that money to buy smoothies, which are basically everything I eat these days, so that's fun. Editor note, future me, please make these jokes more funny. Well, that's about it for this video. If you like what I do that thing with the rating, or check out the ding dong, or hit the subway button and fucking, I don't know, it's fucking hot, okay? I'm gonna go take a cold shower and make a smoothie or something. Later days!